All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on with us for our Tri-State Training Day podcast. I'm in the booth in New Jersey with my man Eric Schmidt, the Giant, board member, FFL Northeast, integrity partner, and a good friend of mine who's down in New Jersey. And we're going to be learning from each other today. But I'm excited to have you here, my man. How you doing?
Couldn't be better, man. So happy to be here. Blessed.
It's awesome to see you. Hey, dude, when you walk in, bro, your presence is just different. Like, I'm sitting in here recording, and I see this jolly giant walk by. And I'm like, well, Schmidt's here. But, dude, you bring a presence. You know, you're down here once with some of your guys, and I'm excited. But let's talk a little bit about the journey you've been on since you've had your integrity partnership announced. What are some of the things that are happening at FFL Northeast?
Well, to be honest, we need to be doing a much better job.
Okay.
You know, just keeping it real, keeping it transparent. You know, we've probably gone backwards a little bit, and we need to be doing better. And that's part of the reason why myself and a few of the people I work with are down here to work with you today, Mark, and just learn to get a little bit better, not only in every asset, every facet of the thing, right? So whether that's on the phones, in home, recruiting, building, training, supporting, obviously with your amazing team here, learning from them, and that's why we're here today. And it's a short drive from Connecticut, and gives us the ability to do something different, right? So if we do the exact same thing that we've been doing for the last 12 months, we're going to get really similar results. And no one wants to be here in 2024 March where we are in March of 23, right? So we're going to make this, as often as we can with you, monthly, quarterly, and looking forward to it.
No doubt. Well, definitely appreciate having you guys in town. I think there's a lot we're going to be able to learn from each other. But when you say that, I mean, there's things that lead to this thing going forward, right? When we talk about the business, and none of this is easy. Year to year, quarter to quarter, it's not like you just put batteries in the thing and to press the on button, right? So there's things that, we have to do to kind of perpetuate that. And, you're doing that. You've rearranged some things. You're working on some things. You're trying to mold it and shape it and turn it in a different direction. But when you look at some of the things that are foundational to some of the changes that you're making, what are some of the things that you have evaluated?
Profitability, right?
Okay.
So profitability is job number one,
Yep.
and that's our job, to be as profitable as possible. So we're looking closely at all expenses, okay? Whether that's the staff, the office, the paper, the phones. I mean, we're looking at everything, right? I mean, well, we got to start, right?
Sure,
we got to
absolutely.
we got to know what's fixed. We got to know what's fixed, semi-fixed. Kind of like when I was in the dealership. I mean, we have to be profitable in the car business world, so kind of had to go back to those and say, hey, let's take a look at what the toilet paper costs, what the internet costs.
Sure.
Let's take a look at all this and start building up. Where are we getting our recruiting opportunities from? Where are we getting our folks that we're helping with life insurance opportunities from? What's going on with those? So looking at all those things really closely, and then so knowing where we are so we can kind of build up from there.
No doubt.
And that's what we're looking really closely at. And it was eye-opening to me. It was refreshing to me. Like many, for me personally, I never owned my own business before, right? This was my first business that I've owned. So even though I'm 50 years old, I'm still, definitely in that learning phase.
Yes.
And, having people like you and Sean in my life is obviously helping a lot. And, that's what we're doing. Hopefully that answers your question.
It does. I mean, again, profitability is the main thing. And I agree. Refreshing is probably the word, looking at, the P&L, all the things that it takes to make it make sense. And it's really not a complicated business. When you strip it up, you know what I mean? It's a lot of smoke until you strip it out all out, right? Once you strip it all out, you realize, wait, like it's not complicated. We've made it complicated.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We've made it complicated, but there's a few nuts and bolts to things that are winning and working and get us a consistent, predictable result.
Yep.
Doesn't mean it's going to grow by X amount every quarter or X amount every year. It just means like these are the recipes that are going to win time and time again. What are some things that you have tried that for long periods of time have not brought you the success you wanted that are notable?
I think I spent, too much energy and resources on branding. I don't think that that's important. I think, it is important that you have, some type of brand out there, okay, whether it's, on some type of social media. So when people are cross-checking you, right? I mean, what's the first thing? Now, I had a relationship with Sean and Eric Anthony when I joined this, but typically, I know when I reach out to people, they're instantly looking me up. They're checking me out on Facebook, looking at me on Instagram, LinkedIn, things like this, and they want to know, who they're working with, whether I'm recruiting them or whether I'm trying to help them with life insurance. They're checking me out. So, but I think getting too crazy in that space isn't necessary, and I think that was something that I could have done a much better job on and reallocated that time and money into other things that would have had a better result long term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you think about it from a recruiting standpoint, like the main nuts and bolts of what we want to do is recruit, onboard, train, develop, right? From a recruiting standpoint, when you say that, there's definitely something to it, right? But you're saying from a dividend standpoint, you weren't seeing that return.
I wasn't. And I think, when I was recruiting at the highest level with the most success and the quickest onboarding and training, getting people up and going and helping a lot of families, when I was doing it myself. I've always done sales. I've done sales for over 2 decades of my life. And so as I came out of the field, quote unquote, I think I found myself getting into a weird space that I wasn't really comfortable in.
Got it.
And so, and again, not that I need to be helping 50, 60 families a month, but me being on the phones, buying leads, one call closes, trying to do virtual, which I'm not that good at.
Right.
Okay, I'm still trying to crack the code on that for sure. But getting into homes, I have over 1,200 people in my book of business, actually like 1,296 people in my book of business. So getting back into the homes, whether it's just to check on anything, right? What it looks like since I helped them out get into that brand new home. Because I helped so many people with mortgage protection and final expense in the beginning. People, we'd be sitting on the floor, sitting on boxes, So going back and seeing the homes finished and things like this. So that reinvigorates me, and I think that attracts, people. They're like, hey, I can do that. Hey, he has, like, Zach says, that smoke of battle on him. He's out there doing it, and that money goes to our business unit. I don't bring it to the grocery store, but it makes me feel good, and I think that rubs off on people.
Yeah, man, it's you got to find what works. Everybody's recipe is going to be a little bit different, even if we're making the same dish. There's going to be a different way. Every city has a different way to make pizza, which is weird, but New York's got the best pizza, bro. What do you want from me?
Or New Haven, you never know.
Yeah, so the debate, we're not doing this right now. I'm not. There was no way I was supposed to get derailed off my path with New Haven, but I've heard this so much. New York has the best freaking pizza. But a lot of people make pizza, bro.
It's edible.
It's edible. A lot of people make pizza.
Yeah.
Right? The thing that made you successful is the thing you're going back to or went back to get that feeling of success back.
Yeah, the feeling of success, when you're having those conversations, because when you're having conversations with, whether they're 20, 30, 40, it doesn't make a difference how young they are and what those conversations sound like. When you're talking about the client that you just helped or the lead vendor you just had a conversation with or the live transfer that you just helped, that comes off, with a lot more truthfulness, if that's the best word to use there, when you're talking to that, that prospective agent that's somewhere in the country.
Yeah, I remember getting out of the field and feeling naked, feeling like I didn't belong, feeling like, what am I, like I ran so hard, so much business. Now we recruited, but there was a pattern to it. There really was a pattern to it. I remember phasing towards the latter part of my field career, spending more time in the car on the phone than ever. Like it would be 12:30. My appointment is, it would be 12:27. My appointment's at 12:30, and I'd park, 2 blocks down and just continue the conversation. I'd be walking into houses that I could have been walking into at 12:29 at 12:39, 12:43.
It's always weird how you're late to your first appointment. How's that possible? How you're late to your first appointment? But I did the same thing. I'd have an appointment at 9 a.m. and I was always on, drop the girls off at school. And then, I didn't want to. I tried to get the gym done early. You know, we try to get that done before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
And I get to my first appointment at 7:30, so I could be dialing to set those appointments or call those recruiting leads or be texting or following up and getting that other stuff out of the way. I'm a big believer, in the more you get done, the more you can get done. You know? So I'm not like, hey, we'll do it tomorrow, we'll do it this afternoon, we'll do it later. And I say this to myself every time I don't go to the gym when it opens at 5 o'clock. I'm like, there's nothing good that happens by going later. There's no formula, calculation that it makes sense to go later than when it opens. But no, I think that's what we're doing, right? And that's what I'm doing, I should say. And I think it's a good foundational structure for others in the agency to see. Not that they're just like me or I'm just like them, but this is what I'm trending towards and working on.
I love it. So you're finding your route. You're finding your rhythm. Back out it now. You said you were doing live call, call to close, live dials. Are you doing both?
I'm doing everything.
In home and
I'm doing book of business, follow up. I'm doing brand new leads. Instance, ethos, beneficiary. Okay, direct mail. When stuff goes on sale, I'm nothing special, right?
Yep.
So stuff goes on sale, I'm buying them, right?
Yes, sir.
Now those A leads are coming up. Those A leads, instead of rolling to the hierarchy, they're rolling into the ILC. So
Yes.
I'm grabbing those, and so I'm doing the whole gamut. And I'm doing one call closes. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm doing live transfers. I'm trying to. I'm having trouble. I'm asking for help. I'm reaching out to people like, I am. I'm asking. I'm talking to Austin Jones. I'm talking to Keith Lafayette. Talking to Bowen Sweeney. I'm talking to these people and trying to figure it out.
This is good.
I want to be great at it.
Yes, sir. How long have you been in this transition?
Probably coming up on 60 days now. 90 days. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. A little bit before convention and now. Still
Okay.
now.
Cool. So, and you find the rhythm for you just works better. Yes.
Yeah. Because not only am obviously I'm checking all my carriers, right? I'm checking to see what's going on in the agents. We had 455 agents that got paid last year, and I was able to be a part of that, which was phenomenal. And so I'm checking all that. I'm getting involved in all of it. I'm recruiting in between. So like if my next book of business, annual follow up is at X o'clock. I'm working my Facebook, recruiting leads and my other, Bing, Yahoo, wherever they're coming from. And, so I got to be busy. I got to be busy, and I don't have any other habits. I don't fish. I don't have a dog. I don't go to the casino even though it's close by. These I don't have any habits. I got 3 kids, a wife. I've been married 25 years, and I like to work.
No doubt. Well, you have legendary work ethic, that's for sure, and it got you where you are with the Integrity Partnership. How's the partnership been for you, your agents, your company?
Integrity is amazing. Working with Brian Adams, but working with Rachel and just everyone, human resources and working with just the whole entire team there and QCG. It's just or is it CGC? Yeah, the actuary people.
Yeah.
It's been amazing, and the leads and everything that's coming across. So that's been phenomenal. The fact that I don't have to worry about HR, I don't have to worry about payroll. I have all these systems in place that Integrity is taking care of all these things. So all the things that they said that was going to happen, happen, right? So they've taken all those pressures, all those things off our plate, so we can really be hyper focused on growth and profitability.
That's strong. And from a recruiting standpoint, what are some things that you're doing that are bringing in people right now? And has it changed? Has it morphed at all in your time doing this?
Yeah, I have gone through a lot of warm market, right? This is coming up on my 4th year full time in this thing. I started full time in April 1st of 2019, so just coming up on that right now.
Sure.
And so I've gone through a lot of warm market now. I'm really working on my warm market, and then as the cold market lead opportunities come in, I'm trying to find that common ground with them and connecting with them. I am doing a lot of reach out through social media, whether it's through people in the automotive business or former collegiate athletes, because I can connect with those people.
Yes.
I just, a gentleman that is he's a freshman at UConn, plays football there, just connected with me the other day because I reached out to him, and he's like, hey, they're on spring break right now, and they're like, tell me more about this opportunity. And I said, well, you got 5 days to figure it out because then you got to go back to school, So he's like, I'll get done with it, by that time. I'm, And people in the automotive business, there's a gentleman that I'm speaking to right now, and he just passed his course. He came down on convention. He's not even really, with us full time. And I said he's in his 20s, and I'm, just about to turn 51. And I said, hey, dude, I know what the next 20 years of your life is going to look like. So I can either try to save you 20 years, he's in a young marriage, he's getting ready to have kids, or you can say you can go on the same track and figure this, and we can talk in 20 years from now. I won't be here to talk to you about that, but not in the workspace. But
that's good.
So I said, hey, dude, I can save you 20 years, or you can figure it out yourself, because he's working in the same presence as I was in the car business. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I mean, it's not everyone's going to be great at this, but those that put the sacrifice and dedicate what it takes to be successful at this, and it doesn't take a lot, but it does take some, because it is on you. You don't have anyone behind you saying, hey, get to the thing and stay late and do it. It's all on you. But I enjoy it.
That's awesome, man. I love that. And with the decorations on your Christmas tree, the stuff you've done in your career, the amount of families you've helped, the in both the automotive industry and in the insurance industry, the agents that you help reach financial stability, financial success, financial prosperity. I mean, you could literally talk to a guy like that and just be like, yeah, man, I got this figured out, not from a place of experience, not from a place of boasting.
Yeah.
And that's pretty powerful exchange, no matter what. So when you start stacking that type of volume of recruit inside of your days, that's going to be a lot of people joining your business.
Yeah, no doubt. And when we talk about profitability, and right now, all these young men and women, are working directly with me. So I mean, and I'm working east to west coast. So I mean, it's it's full time, and I'm taking advantage of the time zones, and these guys are all working directly with me. We have different programs that we work with the people on to get them started. And again, as our agency kind of gets this stronger foundation underneath us, then when I can see rebuilding from there and start working with those agents. So
what's it like right now when you say as our agency gets a stronger foundation? So was there a crack in the foundation at any point, would you say?
Yeah, and I think 100% my fault. I took the foot off the gas, and again, being a brand new business owner, first time 1099 employee, never. I was W-2 for 23 years. I thought, and again, even though Sean and earlier partners like yourself and and John, like, hey, this is not the end. This is more of the beginning, right? And I think, because again, true talk, how much effort I put into those 30 months of just really just nonstop, nonstop. But my goal was to be in a position where I didn't have to sell insurance to get to the grocery store by the age of 50.
Yeah.
And so I worked so hard to get to that finish line that I did take my foot off the gas. And again, maybe I didn't have to accelerate on the brake pedal. I could have found a middle ground there that would have been better, and ask for help. Right. I think that's one of the biggest thing is reach out to the people that have already been there. So I could have done a better job. And Sean talks about all the time, you can have a big ego or a big business, but you can't have both. And I don't think, and again, maybe this is my ego saying this, I don't think my ego got in the way, but I could have had a little bit less pride and said, hey, Mark, John, whatever, what do the next steps look like? And that's my fault. I could have done a better job with that.
Makes sense. When you think about securing the foundation and giving it a sturdier feel, what has gone into that? Because that's not always a one-word answer. It's not always a one thing. What has gone into refilling the foundation, finding new players, building up some of those players, shaking players that were with you, helping them see what's in front of them? What are some things that have kind of helped you there?
And I think that's part of our visit here, but I think, definitely being more consistent in my life when it comes to, hey, this is when we're doing this is when we're going to get to the office, this is when we dial, we get on our Zoom calls, having a consistent check-in with the folks that are just joining the agency, whether they already were licensed and are getting contracting, or they were just recruited and they're getting through the course. I think being consistent with those types of communications, those conversations, because it's, it's hard to hire someone or recruit someone to have them join the agency and then just kind of forget about them. I think it's important to see where they're at. We get those reports at 3:15 in the morning, 4:15 in the morning every day from Excel Solutions, and who did what, when was the last time they were checked in, what are they averaging per day in the course? Are they on track? Because when I have my initial conversation with someone, Mark, and when I'm recruiting them, I say, absolutely, my goal is to make sure that you're paid in no more than 30 days, ideally 21 days from today. So today's middle of March. So by the middle of April, you're getting a direct deposit from Americo. Now I'm going to give you all the resources and I'm going to give you all the support. I'm going to answer your phone call in one ring, but you need to do the work. Right. What challenges, and I'll challenge them on the phone. What challenges do you see in be able to accomplish that goal? What do the next 5-10 days look for you? Short-term structure. What does this look like for you? Do you have the next 3, 4, 5 days? Today's Thursday. Can you be done with chapter 3 by the end of Sunday? What would get in your way if you couldn't? Do you see anything that could possibly happen? Other than a natural disaster. So really just being consistent with those communications, and and I've heard Andrew say this. I heard John say it the other day. Not that we want people to quit before they leave, but really challenge them and say, hey, this is I'm not going to paint this crazy picture that this is just you're 7'2" and you're going to dunk every shot. You know what I mean?
It's real work.
Yeah, no, it's work. It's work, and it's telling people, people telling you to, don't call me again. Take me off your list. I'm not interested. I already took care of it. I have it at work. Those types of things. And also, when not chasing people either. Knowing when to kind of let people go. So when you have a recruit and they've told you this, that, and the other thing, and they've told you, like I ask for whys in the home when it comes to insurance, and I ask for whys when I'm recruiting. Why is this important to you? Doesn't matter how young you are or what you're doing. Why are you interested in this? Why do you think this is the right fit for you? And then I can always come back to that. But again, there's 300 million people in the country. There's so many people that are, that we can go out and talk to. So I'm not going to chase them, but at the same time, I'm going to challenge them.
Strong. Eric Schmidt, FFL Northeast. Dude, I appreciate you taking time.
Oh, my pleasure.
To jump in here with me. I don't care what it looks like ever, the day it looks the way it looks. All I care about is resolve and what it's going to look like tomorrow.
Yeah.
I never care what it looks like. So wherever you are, you've already made the decision to dig yourself out by working, and it's going to go north. I can assure you that, because you've already made all the commitments, brother.
Yeah, and I think that's, you have young kids. My kids are 17, 14, and 11, and I don't, it's not like I'm 75 years old. It's, I saw my mom and dad go to work every single day, and right. I think it's, I think I want to, I know that's what I want to continue to show them, that hey, this isn't some vacation. We're here to work, and we're here to help people.
Yeah, that's great, man. So, Thank you guys for listening. Training Day Podcast, Eric Schmidt. God bless you, brother.
God bless you, man. Appreciate
you, man.
Yep, bye.
Take care.